See, when you grade a supply and you finally walk away from the narcissist permanently, you are very much under surveillance. Like they watching you from, if you on social media, they watching your every move. You probably get mysterious DMs and inboxes if they still got your number. They calling you from random text now numbers. You know, they all over the place. You know, these creatures become very desperate for your attention. And see, the narcissists, you know, they ego tripping. You know, they have a very fragile ego to where they don't want to make it seem like they thirsty for your attention, so they don't make themselves visible. You know, so they just doing lame shit all over the place. You know, sending flying monkeys to tell you something, you know, or to tell you something that they're doing to try to make you jealous, you know. But when you don't care no more and when you finally walk away, that hurts them to the core, because it's like, you know, you left them out there for the wolves, you know what I'm saying? And nobody's supply is going to measure up to your supply. You know, your supply was so potent that, you know, they did everything in their power to destroy you, because the narcissist they will develop an inflated sense of self where when the supply gets old, you know what I'm saying, they'll start seeing you as this person that just pure, you know what I'm saying? They start getting jealous. They start trying to tear down everything that you got going on, because in their mind, they will never be able to have what you have spiritually. So after they, you know, got to know you for so long, you know, that dopamine rush start running out, you know. So now they have to go seek new supply. And once you pull away from your supply, then you know it's game over. And the narcissists always want what they can't have. So now they going to find any source of supply that could possibly measure up to you, but they'll never find it. You know, they running into all kind of demons and different, you know, people that they can walk all over and use, but they don't care about all that. They really care about the supply, you know, the energy that they receive, the soul. You know, they want to drain you. You know, that's what they seeking. When you under distress and when you walking on thin ice around them and they creating arguments, they get this energy boost. You know, they love chaos. And when you reject them, when you finally permanently walk away, they have to look at themselves and look at their failure, because they didn't expect you to unplug. They didn't expect you to catch on to their matrix, to their illusion. You know, they created this very chaotic, gaslighting world for you. And they had you so hypnotized, you know, that they didn't expect you to snap out of it. And now that you snapped out of it, you know, they out seeking for your replacement. But they'll never find it, because you are a unique soul. When you grade A, you're different. You know, they had so many different choices, so many different supplies and different people that they had on the shelf. You know, all type of people before they met you. But they chose you to settle down with. So now They probably on social media posting their life. You know, they gonna do anything to fill in that dark hole. You know, they gonna get married. You know, they probably have kids. You know, they will do anything, you know, to possibly make you jealous, to possibly, you might be looking at their social media, and or somebody might be telling you what they got going on in their life. You know, their image is more important than their life. You know, so they watch and watch, and they never let go, y'all. Like, when I say these creatures, when you grade A supply, especially if you were the chosen one, you this empath, and you just grade A, they never let go. I don't care what image they put up for the world. They in a relationship, they married, they had kids with somebody. They never let go. And if you let them back in, because the narcissists, they let time heal things. They let time play its course. And if you let them back in after so much time, you better believe that they coming to destroy you.